I would take Duke in -9.5. Even as much as I love the matchup, I'm curious to see how Arizona would respond in those final 10 minutes.
Second half, we got Flagg with 18, Caleb Love on 14 with 14, and Flagg really starting to assert himself as the half was coming to a close.
Yeah, he is just really – he's so good. He truly is. And for those that don't know, he should be a high school senior right now.
Right.
So you reclassified early, which is why, and I know you guys have talked about it at times, but I don't think there's no discussion for him to come back because it's different in college football if you reclassify because you can't go to the league right away, but you do start the track. You can get some NIL money. If you're reclassifying in college basketball, it's to get to the NBA sooner. And plus, Duke's going to have guys coming in that are likely planning on taking the spot of Cooper Flagg because he's only expected to be there 1 year. But he's lived up to everything so far of the expectations for his 1 year in Durham.
I would say the only caveat I ever brought to it, as Jason and I would have that conversation, owed to a little of what Brad Underwood was kind of joking about, go have a life, get a girl, whatever. But if he hadn't played in the NCAA tournament,
oh, sure,
then perhaps if his heart really was, hey, that was part of what the experiences along the ladder I wanted to check off, especially going to a place like Duke. We're going to have an opportunity to do some great things that maybe you can tug at him because we have no idea what the true numbers are for their NIL deals.
Right.
But it's not $58 million, which is what Reclassification got this last year.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
Right? And that's all guaranteed money.
Yes.
So, like, that's where even if the math is fuzzy, it ain't 58 guaranteed.
Correct.
To push out a year. Because, as we know, a lot of things happen in our lives in a year. So adding any element of risk, even if you can take out insurance policies or whatever else, you've been there, done that, and experienced enough of the college experience. It's always there if you want to go back and hang out on campus.
I was actually, Mike, surprised, and I don't know if it's maybe telling on how people look at college basketball right now, but I do feel that Cooper Flagg's season did not live up to the hype that I thought it would. Nothing from what he'd done. He's lived up to the billing and then some. Like, truly, like, Duke has been one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country for this entire season. And he's done everything with it, with real highlights. And I don't know if we've gotten to it didn't reach the Zion fervor that we had in 2019 by any means, but he's completely lived up to it. And so that's kind of surprised me in that aspect of the attention on him for as great as he's been hasn't been as great as maybe I thought it could have been, considering we had been hearing about Cooper Flagg for the last couple of years in the high school ranks, and wait till this guy gets to this level, and then he's absolutely lived up to it, and here is fresh off of a 35-footer at the buzzer.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much of that is the highlight reels or jump shots and not ripping the basket down between two defenders.
Or
the pogo stick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right? To where it becomes a mythical kind of situation with Zion.
Yeah, well, this is where I think it's maybe the state of college basketball, because there actually were highlights. When they went to Carolina and they won against the Tar Heels, he had a big dunk at the end of the game. He had another one against Pitt, but it tells you kind of where college basketball is in the world. Like today, this is Sweet 16 night, and I walked into our studios, and obviously we're in Southern California. We're in Los Angeles, home of the Dodgers. But here it's Dodgers on people's mind. I'm not sure how much outside of the people who are fans of these schools and have the brackets are really caring that the Sweet 16 is going on.
Well, I think that's nationwide for sure.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because hate watching is dissipated for a lot of these. It's like I brought up the Calipari, even they're warm and fuzzy. The only guy you might have started to hate if you really paid attention to college buckets was Danny Hurley, but he's gone.
Sure. Yeah.
The rest of these guys, you have no idea who they are, right? You can tell them without a scorecard.
Yes.
Right? So that's part of the process as well. And the rest of the coaches, I mean, Izzo's not a guy that's really, I don't think, rubbed anybody the wrong way. Yeah, there's some stuff at Michigan State that you still have some questions about, but he's never became a villain. They didn't win enough.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
He won a title 30 years ago. So.
Yes. Loved by so many.
And then he dressed up like Gene Simmons for the Midnight Madness. Sure. I mean, come on.
Sure, and he's older now.
Right.
And so you have that lovability. The point that I was going to make that I was surprised was when Cooper Flagg had the injury in the ACC tournament in the quarterfinals, There was no discourse on should he shut it down completely. And I was surprised by that because I actually feel like some of that is a little low-hanging fruit considering what was at stake for his career. You know, I mean, it would be easy to be like, why should Cooper Flagg play in the tournament? Just like we would be talking about, why would Christian McCaffrey play in a bowl game? Well, you know, like that sort of conversation. By the way, he should play. Like, if he's healthy, he should play. He shouldn't shut it down for the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is I'm surprised that there wasn't any fake discourse about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it might have been, like, we may have talked about it for like 2 minutes. Like, if he, because he clearly he wants to play, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? It's not I'm already in Operation Shutdown, ready for my NBA moment. Not that he's going to come back for another year, laying out to the eligibility and the $58 million plus that's waiting for him. But it became in that moment, how hurt is he?
Right.
Because that injury was pretty scary looking. Like we were on air the other night when we had both the Juju Watkins followed by the Jason Tatum right after each other and looking at each other going, all right, this stuff usually happens in threes. I'm hoping we ain't seeing number 3 here.
Sure.
Right? So, but big moments that turn on a dime. And for Cooper Flagg, as soon as you got him back and he's going through the layup line, and it's like, I kind of joked, like, I would be saving him until he got to the NCAA tournament. He doesn't need to play in the conference tournament.
Yeah.
And let's roll it out there. Guys get extra minutes and you get your rotations and he gets the extra days of rest. But clearly the kid wants to play.
Yeah, I shouldn't hide it. I'm just surprised that the first takes of the world, the hot take shows that you have, aren't bringing up that argument. And I don't know if it didn't make it because everybody is based in reality and feel like, okay, you're going, or if just college basketball didn't rise to that level of importance.
I mean, LeBron and Stephen A. slap fighting with each other for 2 weeks going on now.
Sure.
The fakest on-court confrontation in the history of man, and 2 weeks of soap opera acting and WWE kayfabe thereafter. The Earlist doing his job.
I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't a conversation. Now, there were people who said that maybe Cooper Flagg shouldn't have played against Mount St. Mary's in the first round. But then you're like, well, we have Mississippi State or Baylor. Never know what could happen. Sure, we just ran through the ACC tournament basically without Cooper Flagg for most of it. But there was a conversation, and John Shire, he's healthy. He's going to play. He played, and no ill effects. And now the ankle injury is a distant memory,
and now even pushed further away by that half-ending three-point shot.